Real ones never break, nah. Real ones never break, nah. Real ones never break. We bend but don't fold. Pressure made diamonds, I was built for the cold. Came from the bottom, now I'm chasing the gold. Heart too solid, I never be so. Yeah, real ones never break, now I never that. Lost it all once, had to double back. Pain in my chest, I remember that. Now I walk strong, I ain't going back. Came from the mud, yeah, the dirt on my name. Had to fight demons, had to deal with the pain.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl MJ. Pray that everyone is doing well. I'm doing well. So I was going to share a reading on. There's a lot of like action going on in the ether. I can feel like there's a lot of tension, but there's a lot of energies that are feels like they're warring with one another. But I decided to change the channel, and I wanted to actually share a reading regarding an astral experience that I did earlier. And one of the most extraordinary things I believe that one can do spiritually is astral traveling, right? In the past, if you have looked at some of my videos, I shared about some of my fears in astral traveling, my experiences and whatnot, right? So the other night when I astral traveled, what happened was I astral traveled and I was flying in this area where, you know, back in the old days when they had the TV and it wasn't on the right channel and it would sound like shh on the TV. So I didn't hear the noise, but that's what it looked like. But it was darker and I was going really fast, like I had no control. And then I felt like, hold on, wait a minute, I have total control. And I was like, stop. And then I stopped and I saw that the light was behind me and I was going opposite of the light, right? And so I began to fly at a pace that I was comfortable with. And I ended up on a path, a very narrow path. And it was like an orangish color. And there was like a ninja that was dressed in black and was moving like in the video game Street Fighter. That's how it was moving. And was blocking the door that was behind it, and I couldn't get to it. But this was the first time that I ever experienced this. I wasn't speaking, but I felt my consciousness speaking, right? And it was like, you're not supposed to be here. And then the ninja disappeared, right? It started backing up and then it disappeared. And when my consciousness was speaking, I was in alignment with Ogun. So that's what I felt like, that me and Ogun were one, and I was moving throughout the astral world as we were one. And there was like zero fear. And it was a beautiful experience. When I went through the door, there were a bunch of people that were walking. It was like a fancy, it was 3:33 on the time when I looked up. They were like at a fancy gathering. Maybe there was going to be dinner or some type of food that was served maybe at dinner time once, I'm not sure. But they had the body of people, but they had the faces of Muffet babies, right? And I heard the name David Koresh. And then I jumped back into my body super fast. And I was like, what in the world did that mean? I hadn't watched anything with David Koresh in it. So I was like, how interesting, right? So I'm sharing this with you all, and I want to do a reading on this to help navigate through this energy. I'm hearing calamities here. Monster. This is the Nine of Swords. Like jack-o'-lantern. Jack-o'-lantern. Three of Wands. Sophisticated, I'm hearing. Throat chakra. and Four of Wands. You're like pocket watching. You're like focus. You're like pillows. So it's making me feel like tension, like there's something going on regarding relaxation time, sleep time, and there are people that are up a great deal of the night because of this. They're having difficulties sleeping, and I'm hearing traveling. I'm hearing not more wiser than you. And plus size. And like what you're doing, push it out. So it's making me feel there's people out there that are spiritually in tune and initiated is the word that is coming up. Something going on with the train of thought. Let's look into that. What's going on with the train of thought here in the collective? Very power to the people and Nine of Wands. Yeah, there was a lot of spiritual work done. I'm hearing congestion. I'm hearing it's safe for you to see something. Period. Producing more work than usual here is strange. I'm hearing piranhas. What's going on with the piranhas, Spirit? So I'm feeling like some of your friends are watching you. This is the Judgment card. And they're judging you. And they're looking at things that you're doing. And they get it. That you all may have come from the same community, is spiritual. And they see that something inside of you is a drive where you don't feel like you've been living your best life. There's a lot of things that you want to do, you haven't been doing, and now you're able to do these things, and they're getting to see that. Hearing poaching, something about poaching, career based. So whatever you're doing, they're trying to connect the dots. I'm feeling like, how is this going to be integrated into your career path? I'm hearing like a place to call home. They're concerned about a place to call home. They're gonna leave me alone. So a place to call home, this is something that you're going to be working on that in the future right now. So it's making me feel like you haven't communicated with them. So they're judging you based on just however they're catching wind on whatever you're doing. Hearing remote viewing. They may be attempting to use remote viewing to figure out what it is that you're doing. Hearing alive and doing well. I'm hearing like there's a lot of you that are alive and doing well, but you lost communication. Feeling like maybe you have an ex, and I'm picking up like the ex has a new girlfriend or a wife, and they're really watching you because something that you're doing is like presenting to have the ideal life that one would dream of. There's some complaining going on about what you're doing, and it's making me feel like they're comparing the new you to the old you. So it doesn't matter. I'm hearing the word sanctify. on how sanctified that you're looking right now, they're always bringing up the old you, and they're misrepresenting who you are to everyone that comes into contact when they're watching you. You know, like, you got a lot of wisdom, but these people, whoever these people are, they're not giving up on the old you. They're holding on to it, and they're like not convinced, like, you're the person now that you are showing to the world. You're like 5 checks. Something is significant about 5 checks here. See what's going on with these 5 checks. I'm gonna pull from this deck. Something that's guided me to pull from this deck. And lemon heads. So something may be sweet and sour. And this is booked, busy. Something that you're doing, you're really busy in your life. You're like a motion detector. So there's something going on. Pulled out 2 cards here, so I'm going to take all of this. Love bomb and red flags. Love bomb, intense affection too quickly, excessive attention, overwhelming charm, hidden control. Red flags, warning signs, ignored intuition, potential trouble, you knew better. And I'm hearing, like, fuck this shit, right? So whatever you're doing, you're spreading, and I say, like, shh. They're wanting you to be quiet about this because you're spreading a lot of love into the world, and they're like, hush that up, you know, and they got to pull out because they're not in the energy of love, right? So I'm hearing like they're taking turns, right? They're taking turns watching you. It's like a group of them because they can't sit in that energy for too long because it's stirring up some negativity within themselves, and they're not prepared for this stuff. What you got talking, what you're saying. Okay, so it's making sense now. Whatever you're doing, they're using the word cult to describe what it is that you are doing because it's not what is widely accepted in the society wherever you live, right? So they're comparing what you're doing to a cult. And it's purely based on, I'm hearing like discretion. Yeah, liar, pants on fire. I'm hearing, yeah, everything that you're saying, like they're just saying that you're just full of it, and you may have been having dreams about these people because they have heavy feelings to what you're saying. So they may be in your dreams, and you're trying to figure out why these people are talking about you heavily negatively, and they're watching you. They're like spyglass. So, and they're constantly watching what you're doing. They can't get enough of it. Why are these people so infatuated with you? Because I feel like you've showed up in the world and you're here to stay, right? But they're so infatuated in watching you. Oh, I'm hearing views going up. Your views are going up expeditiously. I'm hearing that word always comes in, and I love it. I don't use that word very often, so it's funny when it comes in. And they're having anxiety about watching you excel in life. I'm feeling like if you reach maximum potential, this is what they're saying, then I'm here like a book. They're gonna write a book on your ass on all the things that they remember that you did in the past. Like, how dare you get famous? How dare you get noticed? How dare you get seen? We're gonna write a book on your ass, and we're gonna point out all the negativity that you've done from our views, our perspective in the past here. That's what's happening here. Yeah, like a massive attack. Let's get into this massive attack here. You know, like you're trying too hard to convince people. You're trying too hard to convince people of what here? The magician. Yeah, so damn if you do, damn if you don't, man. So you've created something out of nothing. And because the rate that you're producing your work, these people are saying that you're transmuted. Whatever you transmuted, that you transmuted, you're trying too hard to fit in somewhere. And this is solely based on your creativity that you're producing an, at alarming rates, is what I'm hearing. So they're using that as to say you're trying too hard because you're committed into what you're doing. And it's all about matters of opinion. Like you sharing your spiritual experiences, either people can relate and say, hey, that could be potentially possible, or they can say, oh, that's you're full of crap, right? Something's resurfacing, but I feel like it doesn't really matter because it's if it's your spiritual experiences, how are they ever going to know what you spiritually experience, right? So what you're doing, it must be some profound experiences. I know I have profound experiences that one can say, hey, that's not possible. You can't be doing that. It's a load of crap here. But if you look at what these people are doing in their lives, how devoted are they to their spiritual path? Like, how honestly, how often do they practice, journal, dreaming, recalling dreams, um, investing into different spiritual schooling, education material, however you're going to get that, and growing and meeting other people to network with? How often do they do these things? And I'm sensing like you've done these things. And of course, over the years, you're supposed to be progressing and having more profound experiences. These people are not watching that part of you. They're just watching what it is that you say based on all the work that you put into what you've done spiritually. Wow. So this is very interesting here. I'm hearing like I guess you can figure the rest out on what is happening. And I think that's awesome because when I astral travel, I can definitely see how this applies to myself. But if this resonates with you as well, to the message, it's extraordinary how astral traveling can, everything that I spiritually experienced while astral traveling, it was showing me what is happening around me in my life. So the ninja is just the people that are blocking me with their negativity from seeing what is actually going on. They think it's a cult. They think it's this. They think it's that. And you know, the mass that they're doing their fine dining, enjoying their life, and maybe I choose to do more stuff free, and I'm spending less money, and I do that. Um, just to save to where I need to get to in life and to show others that it's possible to have fun and um, be at peace and then really enjoy your life. You don't have to spend so much money, especially if you have long-term goals, right? Um, so yeah, so it's a love bug. It's a love bug. Maybe a love bug is significant for this reading. Aphrodite is coming up. Why is Aphrodite coming up here? Let's get into that. And I'm hearing there's like respect. So I'm hearing like a yes ma'am. And this is Eight of Pentacles. You're working hard. And whatever knowledge you have, whatever your craft is, you're very skilled in what you do. And you're busting your behind getting things done. And you've been doing this for a while. So you are a professional in whatever it is that you do. And something about the kids here. Something about the kids is coming up here. Um, Romance is in the air for you. I'm picking up like maybe you want a family in the future. Maybe you want to have some kids and settle down with someone who is worthy to be in your space, in your energy, someone with positive vibes. I'm sensing that you're not the type of person that has done all the spiritual work. This is interesting. I was saying this the other day. I'm going to bring it up during this reading. I'm hearing Rapunzel. Rapunzel let down your hair as well too, so that may be significant. But hold on, I forgot what I was gonna say. Darn it! Darn it! I forgot what I was gonna say. I hate when it happens. Oh, I heard me so horny. Gratitude, Spirit, for helping me to remember what I was gonna say. So after we do all this spiritual work on ourselves with like cord cutting, calling our energy back from previous lovers, right, that we are no longer a part of, we do all that work. It's like we become like virgins, spiritual virgins again, right? So we're walking around. It doesn't matter how many partners you've had or whatnot. We're spiritual virgins again, right? We have cleansed ourselves on a spiritual level, been celibate, right? And we are now looking at, we have standards out here. Nobody can just come into our energy and, it doesn't matter. It's like all the work we put into that, and now you have somebody coming up to you. You want to know what's going on. Who do you have in your life and stuff like that? Because whoever that they're messing with, if you guys are going to be intimate in that way, you're gonna have to redo all the work again. So we're very aware on who we decide to be with, and I'm sensing that this is the energy, this is the vibes that's coming up with you all. So something's coming up where there is like an energy that's coming in where you may have had like a best friend in the past and you had a partner, right? And this partner may have messed around with, no, I'm sorry, yeah, the partner may have messed around with your close friend, right? A very close friend to you, and this is popping up. So let's see what's going on with this. I'm hearing jaw dropping, and toxic love has come up here. So pain disguised as passion, addictive patterns, harmful attachment, can't live without, right? So this is like a romance partner, like maybe that partner back in the day that you were with, the ex, somehow your best friend has come up, your ex-best friend has come up in the past, is what I'm picking up on, and maybe they have rekindled their romantic situation based off of having something compatible. Now is talking about you, right? Somehow they've got wind on what you're doing, and this is the only thing compatible that they have with one another, is watching you, because for some reason they got it out for you. Even though they did what they did, you didn't do that, they did it. They're watching you, and it's like a very disgusting energy to be in here. Pleasing to the eye. So they're watching you because you look like you haven't aged. You're aging like fine wine, first and foremost. And why are they coming up now? Like, why does it matter, Spirit, now about um, these energies? Six of Cups. I'm hearing like rags to riches. So they watched you when you had nothing, and now they're watching you in awe with everything that you have now. So they watched you go from rags to riches here. Oh, Spirit. Something about homelessness is coming up here. And shadow work is here. Facing hidden fears, exploring darker emotions, accepting imperfections, meet your darker self. You've done a lot of shadow work on yourself. Like, the road isn't easy when you're doing consistent shadow work. And that's what they're watching here. And they're fascinated with this. But, you know, a lot of people don't understand that shadow work is the real deal. When you put that work on yourself, the results are amazing. What else, Spirit? Is there anything else about this this old energy that's coming up? Brand new, fresh beginnings, reinventing yourself, new ventures. Watch me shine. And you brand new. They can watch all they want. You are not the same person that you used to be. And I'm sensing that you could care less on whatever negativity that they're putting out in the air. You're protected from all of this. Spirit just guiding you to know that this is the results. Sometimes we can't always see what other people are doing, but we can sense them in our energy. They're pulling on our energy, and it's not to harm us, because it can't harm us anymore. We have healed from that due to the shadow work that we put in. We've healed from this stuff. So they can look all they want to, and you can probably pick up on this energy. You've probably been picking up on them. Like, why am I picking up on them? It's because they're watching you, and they know that you are shining, and there's nothing that they can say to ever make you feel like you're a fake, like you are not committed to the path that you have chosen. Congratulations, keep shining. You deserve it. A round of applause. That's what Spirit is saying. All right. So I'm sensing that is all for today. I love you all. Have a great day. Ashe. Love buzz. Love buzz.